I read 17 marketing books this year alone. Okay, who am I kidding? I listened to most of them, and while I learned a lot, these 3 secrets were by far the most impactful and helpful for anyone who's trying to market their small business and increase their profits. And the cool thing is, these aren't just 3 random unrelated lessons. If you stick around for all of them, you can actually stack them one on top of the next for what I would consider to be the overall perfect marketing super strategy. So you'll increase awareness, traffic, desire, and most importantly, sales. And you don't need to read 17 different books, because I'm gonna cover all the good parts and connect the dots for you in this video. Okay, so let's start strong with the first secret. There are 5 easy pieces to market any business. Now this one comes from the book Marketing Made Simple by Donald Miller and J.J. Peterson. Because sales don't happen as a result of any one thing. Not an ad, not an email, not even your website. It's a smart strategic combination of different marketing pieces put together in the right sequence that does it. As the book states, most believe marketing is an art, not a science. We disagree. While there is art involved, it is very much a science you can learn. And the book goes on to prove that point by laying out the exact 5 pieces of marketing collateral that you need to create, along with the why, and more importantly, the how to do it part. So the reason this works so well is because these 5 pieces can all be mapped onto the 3 stages of sales psychology: curiosity, enlightenment, and finally, commitment. And here's the exact list of what the authors say you'll need to create. It all starts with the one-liner, or as they put it, the one magical sentence that will grow your business. It's basically your elevator pitch, a really short and succinct statement that you can use to clearly explain what you offer. And the way they explain how to create this one-liner just follows a really simple formula. You bring up the problem your customers are facing, then your solution, then the end result it creates for them. Oh, and you have to do all of it in 1 or 2 sentences. And because I know how much examples can help, here's one that they used in the book for a dentist office. Most parents get stressed when they think about taking their child to the dentist. That's the problem. At Kids Teeth, our fun and welcoming office puts kids at ease. That's the solution, so they aren't afraid and their parents actually enjoy the dentist visit. The result. This is not only a really valuable exercise in just being able to explain what you do in a simple, quick way that everyone can understand and see the value in, but you can use this in pretty much all your marketing, including your social media profiles, business cards, your emails, and your website, which just so happens to be the next item you need to create. But not every website works, and as they say in the book, your website isn't a place to celebrate yourself. Your website is a place where you sell your customer a product that solves their problem and makes their lives better. And this chapter goes into a lot of detail about what goes into a website that actually does that, and that actually just so happens to be something I can show you in my free masterclass. So I've got a link to that down in the description, so click on that if you want my exact blueprint for websites that will actually sell your services. Next, you need a lead magnet, or as they call it in this book, a lead generator. This is essentially just a helpful, usually downloadable piece of content that you give away for free in exchange for an email address. This can be as simple as a PDF checklist or as complex as a video training series, but whatever format it takes, your lead generator should promise to deliver a result and then make good on that promise. So no, this should not be a sign up for our newsletter or the 6 things you need to know before creating an Etsy shop. Nobody wants a newsletter or to know more things. They want a result. They want a good outcome. So lead with that. Once they opt in with their email address, you'll set it to auto-deliver to them using whatever email program you like to use, like whether it's MailChimp or ConvertKit. And hopefully they act on it and you've actually helped them get a quick win, because that's going to kickstart the trust building process and make your business more memorable. Plus, you now have their email, which is what makes marketing pieces 4 and 5 possible. Those are nurture and sales email campaigns. This part is super important because the follow-up emails that you send out after someone's opted in for your lead magnet or where the money is. People come to your website once, that's great, but the trouble is, if they're in the 96% of people who don't buy because they aren't ready yet or they just don't trust you as a business yet, who's to say they're ever gonna come back? But when you send weekly emails that show them a new tip or advice or way to get the result they're after, you're accomplishing two goals. For one, you're building a crazy amount of trust. And second, you're staying in front of them as a business over and over again. And that repetition is key to ultimately getting the sale. And speaking of sales, that's the final marketing piece from this book, sales emails. So it's all well and good to keep helping your prospects, but there comes a time to put up or shut up, right? And by that, I mean you eventually need to ask for the sale, or at least give them the option for you to really help them with your paid service or product. And when you have all 5 of these pieces of marketing working together, you have a really dialed in sales funnel that converts at a much higher rate because you're speaking to people at every stage of the buyer's journey. You're making them curious with your one-liner. Then your website, lead magnet, and nurture emails are enlightening them about what you can do for them. And finally, your sales emails will get them to commit. And this does all ultimately come down to having the right website that can support the whole funnel. And again, click the link down in my description to sign up for my free masterclass, where I'll show you everything you need for that. Okay, time for marketing secret number 2, the value equation. Now, this principle comes from one of my favorite books I read all year. It's called $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. And what I love most about this book is that it's not about changing what you offer at all. It's just about changing how you talk about it that can help you sell way more of your offers for significantly more money. And to do that, you need to make people see the true value of what you can offer them. But most businesses and marketers tend to focus on the what this will do for you part, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. This equation actually outlines 4 components that go into how valuable an offer is perceived to be. So in section 3 of the book, Alex says that if you provide enough value, your offer should always be a steal for the prospect. So on the top line, we have the dream outcome and the perceived likelihood of achievement. In other words, how good is the outcome you're promising, and how likely is it that your business will actually get them that outcome? Then on the bottom line is the time delay, or how long they have to wait to get it, and effort and sacrifice. In other words, how much work are they gonna have to personally put into it? The way this works is you want to use the words on your website and any of your other marketing materials to make the top 2 components seem as high as possible. The dream outcome should be big, and the likelihood of achievement should be really high. And this is where most amateurs focus all their effort, by inflating these top parts to ridiculous levels that can kind of come across as skeezy used car salesman tactics. What they don't realize, but Alex does, is that most really successful companies actually focus just as much, if not more, on decreasing the bottom line elements. How can you communicate that it won't take much time to get good results, or that your customers don't have to put in a lot of work to get what they want? And of course, every business is different, and you may need to focus more on the top line stuff if you can't claim that it's quick or easy, or you might need to focus more on the bottom line if you can't promise you'll fundamentally change someone's life for the better. But in really simple terms, the higher you can get the top line and the closer to 0 you can get the bottom line, the better. And again, use the words on your website to convey all of this. It can literally be as simple as 4 sections just stacked on top of each other, talking about each element. There are a ton of ways you could do it. Just make sure you address all 4 and you're golden. Okay, now for the third valuable marketing secret, video is non-negotiable. This comes from the absolutely game-changing book, They Ask, You Answer by Marcus Sheridan. Here's the truth. The way we make buying decisions has changed dramatically over the last decade. In fact, 70% of those decisions happen before your customers have ever even had a sales conversation with you or anyone in your business. So what changed? Well, smart businesses started creating helpful content that they put online that helped their customers arrive at a decision all by themselves. And really smart businesses know that video is by far the best way to put that information out there into the world. The only question is, are your potential customers going to find helpful video content from your competition or from you? If you can produce helpful videos that educate your potential customers on how to get results for themselves, or that helps them figure out their options, answers their questions proactively, and helps them make the best decisions for them, you're just gonna build up massive amounts of goodwill and trust. Which is a great thing because, like it or not, with so much information readily available online, only the most trusted businesses can even hope to survive. And while the author Marcus Sheridan does concentrate most on what he calls the selling 7, or the 7 different types of videos you can create that will help you make more bottom of funnel sales, video can do quite a bit for your top of funnel marketing too. So if you make the right educational or how-to videos and title them right, that's how a lot of your future customers can actually find you in the first place. You can put these videos right here on YouTube, then embed them on your website to get found in both Google and YouTube searches. And since the videos he goes into are mostly about sales, I will go over a few of those types because they can actually be pretty useful for your marketing too. And the first one he talks about is called the 80% video. So this is pretty much just a series of videos that each answers a question that roughly 80% of your customers regularly ask you. These can be super short and sweet, and you can put them on your service pages, on your FAQs page, or in your social media. He then recommends taking your top 7 questions and putting them into one longer supercut, which becomes your finished 80% video. So why 7, right? Sheridan says that we've simply found with our own clients that 7 tends to be the most effective number. So another video he recommends making is the product and service fit video. So these are going to go on your homepage if you just sell one product or service, or on your various product and service pages if you have more than one. And each video in this category will just say who your service is for, and more importantly, who it's not for. And I love this quote because it sounds counterintuitive to come right out and say who you're not for, right? Well, Marcus has a different opinion on that. He says the minute we're willing to say what we're not is the precise moment we become dramatically more attractive to those for whom we are a good fit. Next, he recommends creating cost and pricing videos. So earlier in this book, Marcus has a whole section about why you need to address pricing on your website, and the reasons are pretty compelling. Ultimately, it's all about being really transparent to build trust, and this video can accomplish that. Plus, it can be a great way for people to find you when they search for pricing information online, which pretty much everybody does. And even if you can't just say, we charge this exact price for this exact service, your pricing video or videos should at least address the factors that you base your pricing on. Also, you want to talk about your industry's pricing in general. So where do you fit into the spectrum, and why are you higher priced or lower? And if you can properly work on what we talked about in the last big lesson, the value equation, this will really help you sell your specific value there. And he recommends creating one cost video for every major product or service you sell. Next, we have customer journey videos, which are essentially a case study where you show from start to finish what you did for a previous customer, starting from their initial problem, all the way through the solution you provided and the end result. And of course, this all hinges on having the right kind of website where you can display all this info, all these videos, host your lead magnet, and communicate your value. And I want to show you how you can create that website yourself, including what to put on it and what to leave off of it for maximum client generating power. So just click right here to save your spot in my free on-demand masterclass. I can't wait to show you how easy this actually is. So click here and I'll see you there.